The left has created a monster. That is the subject of tonight's Waters' words. For many years, Democrats sat by while Code Pink protesters attacked people like Condi Rice, threw pies at Ann Coulter, and looted during the racial riots. This was one of the reasons Donald Trump was elected. The silent majority was sick of this, but now it's spun out of control and boomeranged on the Democrats. Exhibit A. Dreamers bombarded House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, one of the most open border Democrats in Congress, for working with Donald Trump to save DACA.
You don't know what you're talking about. You are not helping the cause that we want to take this first stage today.
Wow. Two things here. One, Pelosi's getting a taste of her own medicine. And two, these dreamers don't even know what they're talking about. They've been fed so much fake news, they don't even realize Trump is working with Pelosi to provide a permanent status for children who were smuggled across the southern border by their parents. But instead of Democrats telling the truth to their constituents, they run damage control for them. Here's what Democrat Senator Jeanne Shaheen said about the incident.
I'm just confused about why they're holding Nancy Pelosi at fault here. Do they not like that she's working with the president to do this?
Listen, you'll have to ask them. Who knows who's stirring up this kind of animosity? What we know about the Russians and their interference in the 2016 elections is that they tried to increase divisions within this country.
Yeah, Senator, the Russians were behind the Pelosi protests. Maybe Mueller should investigate. Back to Nancy, who got so rattled by these radicals, she caved to the hard-left Latino lobby and said this about illegals.
Their families did a great thing for our country, bringing these kids here who are working, who are in the military, who are in school, who are a brilliant part of our future.
This is one of the most powerful women in Washington, saying it's okay to illegally smuggle in children across a dangerous desert and then put them in legal jeopardy. You're out of your mind. Exhibit B. Former FBI Director James Comey was delivering a convocation at Howard University, a historically black college in Washington, D.C., where he immediately, upon speaking, this happened. Now, I don't even know what was going on there, whether it was a Black Power thing or a liberal thing, but it was rude and disrespectful. First of all, Comey's disliked by Republicans and Democrats. Second, is Comey a racially divisive figure? I've never even heard that before. He's an invited guest. Is that how your parents raised you, to treat a guest in your home? Speaking of rude, Exhibit C. Congresswoman Maxine Waters. During a eulogy at comedian Dick Gregory's funeral, Ms. Waters decided it was the appropriate time and place to say this about the President of the United States.
This dishonorable human being who had the alt-right and the KKK and everybody else inside his cabinet. When I get through with Donald Trump, he's going to wish he had been impeached. I'm going to say impeach 45 every day. Impeach 45 every day. Impeach 45 every day.
That has a ring to it. Dick Gregory deserved better than that. In addition, are you asserting that the Ku Klux Klan lives in the White House? If you really believe that, there's something wrong with you. Lastly, I don't know if you know this, Congresswoman, but you can't impeach the president unless the Democrats take back the House. And you're not helping them, especially with this nonsense.
Black people, you better get controversial. You'd better be controversial. You had better call it like it is. We've been shut down because others have defined us. When they said to us about 10, 15 years ago, oh, she's playing the race card, you should say, yeah, and I got a lot more I'm going to play.
Maxine Waters telegraphing that she'll be playing the race card. Boy, would I love to play poker against her. Also not helping the cause, Touré, a fired MSNBC contributor. Exhibit D. After Donald Trump threatened North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un, a.k.a. Rocket Man, with annihilation if he ever attacked the United States or our allies, The Dear leader criticized the president, calling him a deranged dog. Toure chimed in on Twitter. Kim Jong-un is right. Far from making remarks that can be viewed as helpful to diffusing tension, Trump made unprecedented rude nonsense. So here you have a left-wing pundit siding with a savage serial rapist, torturer, and nuclear-armed cult leader over his American president. Why don't you go try living over there, Toure? Let me know how that goes for you. Exhibit E. Violent rioters causing physical and property damage in the Democratic cities of St. Louis and Berkeley recently. Notice how this violence is perpetrated by Democrats in Democrat-controlled cities. Where's the accountability there? And finally, Exhibit F, the Emmys. It was a bash Trump fest the entire 3 hours and resulted in the second lowest rated Emmys of all time. The American people don't want to hear this garbage. The hate Trump thing, not good for the bottom line, and even worse for your brand. So in closing, because this radicalism has been allowed to go unchecked by the left for so long, it's come full circle, and they're eating their own. This behavior also does not garner any sympathy for their causes. It turns off independents and hardworking Americans and does nothing to unite the country. The hurricanes showed that America is stronger when we work together, not against each other. So if the left is so hot on inclusivity, then practice what you preach. Case closed.